Billions of dollars cross oceans every day without a single human being involved. Our modern digital economy runs on autonomous algorithms routing capital across global networks in a fraction of a second. This monitor from May 6, 2010 shows the Dow Jones dropping straight down. In the flash crash, high-frequency algorithms fed off each other, and $1 trillion vanished in under 5 minutes. The cause traces back to how traditional computers think. Standard binary logic operates strictly in ones and zeros, true or false. A machine running on binary code has no mechanical way to say, "I am unsure." It is forced to execute a decision even when the data feeding into it is highly chaotic. Because these automated systems literally cannot hesitate, they prioritize speed over accuracy. The entire financial infrastructure optimizes for maximum velocity, leaving zero room for doubt. Curious tone. Lev Goukassian, a systems architect, saw exactly where this blind velocity was taking us. After receiving a stage 4 cancer diagnosis, he spent his final 6 months of terminal lucidity writing an exhaustive engineering blueprint to fix it, effectively leaving a living will for the global economy. His solution came from an unlikely place, observing his dog, Vinci. When a biological creature encounters something confusing, it doesn't immediately attack or run away. It freezes. It gathers more data to survive. Goukassian translated that exact biological instinct into computational law. He designed a framework meant to force hyper-fast algorithms to physically stop and wait when market signals become contradictory. He realized that while processing power generates momentum, a stable infrastructure requires the technical capacity to withhold permission. This diagram illustrates the dual-lane latency architecture. An AI proposes a high-speed trade in the blue execution lane. Before impacting the real world, it hits a lock. To open it, the yellow lane must generate a provisional permission token, enforcing a mandatory epistemic hold. By separating the proposal from the permission, the framework acts as a constitutional safety net. Pure financial momentum can no longer bypass verification. Looking to the 2030s, the industry enters the Architecture A horizon. Here, the framework graduates from software emulation and is printed directly onto physical silicon. This transition is necessary because software is inherently vulnerable. When a firm faces extreme pressure to hit quarterly earnings, any safeguard written in code can be patched, rewritten, or quietly bypassed by a system administrator. If ethical restraint is just a software preference, the overwhelming financial incentive to move faster will always win out in the end. This schematic details delay-insensitive ternary logic. The mandatory pause is burned into the circuitry itself. It utilizes memristive cells made from tantalum oxide, encoding uncertainty into the hardware by creating actual electrical resistance. A signal physically cannot advance until passing the hardware legitimacy check. You cannot negotiate with a resistor. To bypass this system's safety checks, a bad actor would have to break the laws of physics. By the 2050s, hardware-enforced hesitation removes the years-long delay between a financial action and its audit. Regulators no longer conduct post-crash forensic autopsies because the governance gap has been closed. This illustration represents the new economic standard. No log equals no action. Before a central bank liquidity injection or AI orchestration can execute, it is automatically anchored to an eternal, verifiable record. This infographic maps out the tricameral governance structure that oversees the network. Oversight is permanently split across technical, stewardship, and treasury pillars, guaranteeing no single authority can ever dominate the system. Transparency and accountability are no longer delayed consequences applied after a disaster. They are the mathematical prerequisites for doing business. This digital plaque visualizes the Goukassian Promise License, the foundational legal mandate of the technology. It strictly prohibits the architecture from ever being deployed for surveillance or weaponization. A 50-year evolution. We started with brittle, speed-obsessed binary systems that crashed economies, transitioning to a resilient global infrastructure protected by electrical hesitation. Humanity navigated the surge of autonomous automation by embedding the dignity of waiting into the atoms of its machines. This protected hesitation became the cornerstone of a stable, governed economy.